Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
If you like pina coladas.
On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
the 3-time sexiest man in Millington, Johnny Harden.
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. You know who I am, Johnny Radio. You know I got Gabe Kuhn with me. Follow us at Johnny_Radio. That's me. Follow him at G_Kuhn71. That's him. And guess what? You can follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. And don't forget, the people I know a lot of people out there remember the AM 560. It's the original gangster you've been doing for years. We're also not just in mono, but stereo on 2 FM channels, 87.7 FM and 96.1 FM. And they are they're just of great quality. Check them out. You might really, really enjoy it as I do. Now, speaking of enjoying things, I know my Vols friends got a couple texts from a few Vols fans that I'm friends with who are through the moon, to be honest with you. I would lie. I'd be through the moon. I get excited about Tiger basketball recruiting for some reason. So only one sport that I really, even kind of get a little excited about because you know a little bit more about basketball recruiting than other sports. Baseball, it takes so many years. Football, it takes so many years, unless they're just superstar talents. But Kennedy Chandler, he is a superstar talent. Let's just be real. And, man, congratulations to Rick Barnes. Gets one of the top-ranked point guards in ESPN's Top 100. He's in the class of 2021. And I got to say, he picked over Memphis, Kentucky, Duke, and North Carolina. And, man, it's just good luck, man. And I don't even know what to say, but congratulations, Vols. And honestly, deadgummit.
Nowadays, here's my question. I just brought this up. How you doing today, though, by the way?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
Doing well? Okay.
Man, it's been a weird day, up and down.
But the one thing I did say before I signed off is, is it a guarantee that a big recruit like that is going to go to the college they say they're committing to? It's not a guarantee anymore. It really isn't. And
the new money that you can get in the G League.
In the G League.
With the situation, you know what? It's not as 100% guaranteed, but I'll tell you one thing, Vols fans still are celebrating. And I know they still feel
as well.
They
should be, and I'm not trying to rain on the parade. I'm just saying that has always been.
It used to be like when they committed, it was like a done deal unless something crazy happened. It was very, very rare that you had somebody decommit. Yes, now today you look at it and you're like, man, that's a whole year. You know what I mean? And people know this. A lot can happen in a year. By the way, we have some funny stories and we have some great guests today. We have funny stories because I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Seahawks rookie cornerback who was everybody was just busting on him today, and I got to mention that a little bit more in depth. It was hilarious, but he's the cornerback who basically he was let go because he was trying to sneak a woman into his room. Again, who knows? He might have been trying to sneak her in for a massage or holistic medicine. I don't know. Well, shouldn't say massage with the Jeffrey Epstein thing on Netflix right now, should I? Woo, wrong thing to say. Maybe he just needed something. I don't know.
Let's just speed past that. Move on. Let's move on quick.
Look at it. He's like, get out of that one. No, but with all this stuff going on, I do have to tell you, Hardwood today is going to be hilarious. It's going to be funny. And I also have to mention congratulations to the Grizzlies for taking care of business. Now they got the play-in game against Portland. Dame time looks good. CJ actually hit a shot last night. Holy cow, watch out. But Damian Lillard, he is now people understand why he's one of my favorite people, right? Like watching him play basketball, it's just fun. His size, the way he plays, the speed at which he plays the game, and against the guys that he's playing, these big, tall monsters who are so athletic. I mean, he'll shoot it from 40 feet. He'll drive it past you. He'll do anything. I love it.
Did you see the logo shot last night?
Yes.
Oh, my
Yes.
Lord.
Dude.
It's not the first one.
It's not, but it was.
But damn.
Man, that was beautiful. There were so many beautiful things last night. But again, congratulations to the Grizzlies. Congratulations to Portland. They play at 1:30 tomorrow on ABC. And again, congratulations to the Vols fans for landing Kennedy Chandler. That's a big one right now. But I got to say something. We're about to get into the leadoff, but who's coming on today? The one, the only, David Cobb of CBS Sports. He's going to come in here and talk all about college football, the future. I'm going to make fun of Mark Emmert and ask him, how in the heck can a man make – I didn't know. You know how you say he made 1.2? Did you know he's making $3 million?
And here's my question. To do what, really? Like, what does he do?
$3 million.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's
can you
gonna
answer
wake up,
that
wait a
question? What
second.
does he do?
Hold on. We're finding out right now that football players realistically, let's be real, they're the laborers. They're the ones who do all the work. And without the laborers, you have no football. But Mark Emmert gets $3 million to be an a-hole? The only thing he does is punish kids. And then he just comes out yesterday from his bunker, gives a 2 minutes and 40 seconds of word salad BS, and basically said, we're having no championships except for in football because we can't control what they do. Yeah, you know how it is. We can't control, but we can punish kids. Other than that, we have no control. I was like, damn. So we'll definitely talk about that at 1:30. And then Parrish Alford, he's going to join us at 2 o'clock. We're going to talk everything down in the South. We'll talk about the SEC, what's going on also with college football from a complete different perspective, a more localized perspective. Even though David Cobb is local, he's, national, CBS, Parrish, Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal, different styles. But check both of them out, and they're going to be very fascinating. But you know what time it is, Gabe? Let's get in the box, baby.
All right, we're going to go a different direction this morning, just a tad bit. I just want you to give me your most inspiring or interesting MLB stories of 2020 so far to this point in the season.
Oh my gosh, there are so many of them. This is going to be I hope y'all are ready because I love baseball. Now, I have to tell you, first and foremost, did you see what Mookie Betts did last night?
3 bombs, 6th time ever. I think is it the record? Tied the record.
Ties the record with
for
Johnny
3 home run
Mize
games
and Sammy Sosa. Can you believe that? So congratulations to Mookie. And let's just be real. I know that Dodgers fans are feeling a little better because he started off really slow and he just got that 12 years, $365 million deal. But look at his frame. Think about this. He had a chance to have a 4-homer game, but you know what? 4 hits, 4 for 4, 3 home runs, 4 runs, 5 RBIs. He was also hit by a pitch. Still not a bad deadgum night. You know what I'm saying? But again, Mookie is looking a lot better, and that's one of the stories I got to say. When you sign a deal for $365 million in extension, and then you go out there, start off as slow as he did, and then you have just a monster night. Now he's speeding up. Now people understand why he got that huge deal, and that's why people out here are calling him Mookie. But the weirdest thing I have to say, did you see Steven Strasburg get thrown out of the game yesterday for sitting in the stands?
Well, it wasn't for sitting in the stands.
He
was in the stands.
But, I mean,
but he was
how
screaming.
Many ball players how many people have you ever seen? Have you ever seen a fan thrown out of the game? I've never seen it.
How do you get thrown out on your day off?
I've seen a man thrown.
I've seen thrown out on your day off.
I've seen fans get arrested for running on the field. The crazy people at the White Sox. I'm talking about you've heard fans yell at umpires their whole time. But dude, he got kicked out of a game for yelling at the ump from the stands. I laughed so hard about that. I'm sorry.
I honestly, the MLB yesterday, there were some news headlines. I can't wait for
Hardwood
because Hardwood is going to be full of MLB nonsense, and I mean nonsense.
Even this
by
one's
the way,
going to be full of a little bit of nonsense too. But the Steven Strasburg thing I thought was hilarious. He's going to pitch today against the Orioles. I think they're going to have an easy win after they make up their little rain delay game from yesterday. By the way, though, did you see Jeff McNeil, bro?
poor guy got carted off, man.
Dude, when you
Ran
see
into the wall, right?
Yeah, man. When you see that, don't you will he be the same? Like, I hope the X-rays come back looking good, but man, the X-rays are going right now. I don't know. He hit that thing so damn hard. I hope he's okay. They haven't listed his day to day.
This is why you have to check where you're at on the field.
Yeah. Yes.
He didn't
know the field.
Yeah, it's rare where you see someone not even break stride.
That's what I'm saying. He hit that thing full bore, and I'm talking about you just don't see people run into walls like that. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, did not break stride, like I said.
And then I think I have to say one of the weirdest stories of the year, would you not say, is the Cleveland Indians. Alex Plesac and Mike Clevenger. The whole, Plesac gets caught at 3:30 in the morning trying to sneak back into his room. Clevenger doesn't come back till the 8 o'clock meeting in the morning, and he doesn't even admit to it. After they go off on about Zach Plesac, put him in a little car, he flies, and of course his pitcher, Carlos Carrasco, his mate, just, has he's immunocompromised and just beat cancer. So it was a very, very weird situation. And then my favorite thing is Alex Cintron, he should be suspended for more games. But coaches better start checking themselves before they wreck themselves. I don't know what these coaches' issues are, but dude, you don't play ball anymore, Holmes. Don't walk up in the by the way, don't you know we got this thing called social distancing going on? We're trying to get through the season. Why are you coming up to the top step, talking smack to one of your former players, or now to another team's player? Because you're just an a-hole. Let's be honest.
I think of the young season too. We can't not mention Joe Kelly. The whole fiasco with him.
Yes.
But then the other thing is I don't know if you saw this, but Zach Plesac took the IG yesterday, Instagram. We're going to talk about that.
I didn't see that. That's going to be on Hardwood
We
for sure.
have to talk about that in Hardwood.
What about Shohei Ohtani and the fact that basically is his pitching career done now? Is he going to be a hitter?
I don't know. I have no idea. Couldn't
26 years old, had Tommy John surgery, didn't look good this year. 42 pitches in a single inning. That's not good. And then he came out and said he's hurting. So the MRI came back normal. So they're basically
he's shut down as a pitcher, though.
Yeah,
right?
He's shut down as a pitcher, but there's nothing. What I'm saying is there's no structural damage. There's right now you just ain't pitching good, Holmes. Looks like you're going to be hitting. So we'll see what happens with Shohei going forward. Doesn't look like he's going to be the next Babe Ruth. And then last but not least, I got to ask you something right now. You mentioned the Astros and that whole situation, but we got to mention a couple pitchers. Mike Soroka's injury almost made me throw up, and it hurts for the Braves. The fact that this dude hurts his Achilles trying to cover first, and he was on his way to maybe being in the running for a Cy Young again. I mean, he looked great this early season, so that was a hard one for the Braves. But then also, Corey Kluber used to be one of the best pitchers in baseball. He can't pitch anymore for the Rangers. He stinks. What happened to Corey Kluber? Speaking of somebody stinking, what the hell happened to Madison Bumgarner? You might need to go back to rodeo, yo. But he got a 5-year, $85 million deal out of Arizona. You know the Cardinals were sitting back going, we were laughing when Boston paid Pablo's fat self, but now this one's hilarious. I'm sorry. Pitching is huge. Marcus Stroman didn't even take the rubber. What happened to Miles? He's not playing this year. 2018 All-Star. Cardinals are a joke. And then Justin Verlander. I just think he wants to stay at home with his girlfriend. So, pitching has been a huge part of baseball this year.
Injuries in pitching, too.
Injuries in pitching, yes.
Gosh. But, okay, we've had some UFC murmurs today. We have some MMA things going on. I will say this weekend, hell of a card. UFC 252, Stipe and Daniel Cormier. They just made weight, so they will be fighting. It's their trilogy fight. Make sure you tune in. But I think there's something trying to steal the thunder. Have you heard these murmurs about McGregor and Khabib maybe fighting again? Well, but my real question is there any chance that it actually happens?
Okay, it wouldn't be a rumor if it was just Conor McGregor. It's the fact that Khabib came out and talked about it. And he did come out and say that, and by the way, Nurmagomedov is the greatest, and he's Khabib, by the way. Khabib, I can't put them together. I can say one first and then the other, and I don't know why. Maybe it's my
Khabib
dyslexia.
Nurmagomedov.
See, I can't do it that way. I can do it the other way. But anyway, Khabib Nurmagomedov. I can also pause and do it. But yes, and when I say it backwards. But anyway, he came out and said that Conor, if he wants to really do it and he wants to have the fight, you know what he told Conor to do? He said, "I'll let you do it, but you got to go beat Dustin Poirier or whatever." It's a French dude, I think.
Poirier. Yeah. No, I think he's American.
I'm just joking about the A-Bear Herbert thing with you that we always go back and forth about. But no, he said he's going to have to come back and earn it if he wants to fight him. Now, this is my question. Do you see Conor McGregor actually trying to come back to do anything to earn it? I see him maybe fighting like Floyd, who's old again, for more money. But I just think Conor, I think he's now rich. And I'm going to, again, when you're on the bottom and you have nothing, it is easy to get ready to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and run and work out and get ready for a fight. But when you're sleeping in silk pajamas, it's hard as hell to get out your bed at 5 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the lady like next to you is more than even an Instagram model. She's a real deal superstar
And he's
model.
getting married. He's getting married soon, too.
Yeah, and I mean, she's hot.
And here's the thing about Conor McGregor. He said he retired. So, like, I don't...
That's what I'm saying. He's got to come out of
I
retirement.
don't know what to say
He's going
here.
to fight, the Poirier dude.
And if you remember the first Khabib fight for him, it was a bloodbath. It was bad, and then afterwards they had exchanged words, and Khabib went after Conor and Conor's ring team, and it was ugly. They both got suspensions from it. I hope they've moved on from that as far as the extracurriculars there. But that was ugly last time. I don't know if Dana White wants that. I don't know.
No, I don't. Can I just ask?
Because
you a
last
question?
time was so bad.
Nurmagomedov is 28-0. This dude wrestled bears as a kid, and he was swimming in a frozen river working out for his last damn fight. Like Rocky, literally. What was that? Rocky 4.
He's a crazy man.
He's like, dude, carrying the thing. I mean, he is a crazy man. In my lifetime. And I know he's not the biggest guy. I know he's not Muhammad Ali. I know he doesn't hit like Mike Tyson. I know he's in a different style sport. But pound for pound, there is nobody in the world that I think can beat this guy. Period. Sorry, Conor.
He was wrestling bears at 6 years old. You can't,
He's bad.
No.
He's the wrong. Like, put it this
him.
way. If you're in a bar and you're drinking some vodka and you're feeling a little bit, I guess, I don't know, like you're ready to rumble that night, let's do this thing. You're feeling a little pumped up, got testosterone running through you, you know what I mean? And he bumps into you, it's going to be a bad damn night for you, buddy.
It would be a horrible night.
Horrible
Put you in an arm bar,
you
break
and
your
all
arm.
your friends.
Oh, he could do whatever he want. But now, can you explain what the heck happened at the U.S. Amateur? Because I was reading this. Somebody lost. What the heck happened?
All right. This is one of the weirdest things that I've ever seen in sports, and this is the one reason I think, and I hate to say this, because Tiger made golf cool, but this is one of the things that before Tiger Woods that, like, people of my generations, I didn't play golf till I was 26 years old, and I still have my grandmother's clubs. I have girl clubs. I don't care. I play with girl clubs, whatever. I ain't paying for them. They're expensive, yo. Unless anybody wants to donate some to me. But
Get a discount pair. Buy them bulk.
dude, I ain't, man. Again, that's what I'm saying. I ain't spending on a thing.
Not
I
a
play
pair,
once.
by the way.
I
A pair
play-
is two. This is a set.
I play like twice a year, maybe. So I mean, I'm good. I'm good now. But this is what I'm trying to tell you is why a lot of people my age, the gentleman's sport, always thought of it was a rich man's game or it was too pompous, is what a lot of people would say. Yesterday was kind of that, took you back to that stupidity and arrogance. There was a simple mistake made. You had Segundo Olivio Pinto, and he was tied with Tyler, what do you call him, Strafasi. They're going into 18th hole, okay? This is for the 16th U.S. Amateur Map. They're in, they're in Oregon. Everything's going on. My man hit the ball into the bunker, and that's Pinto. Mr. Pinto hit the ball in the bunker, so guess what? He's entitled to go in there and check the area, but did you know that if the caddy, not him, but if the caddy touches the sand, it's an automatic disqualification of the rules? Because I sure as hell didn't know that. But the caddy touched the sand, and that was the end of the match.
It was Section 12, Statement B.
Bro, It was actually Rule 10.3C of the USGA
Okay, so
rule
yeah,
book,
here we
and I
go.
did actually have that. And it says, in addition to Rule 10.3C, as it states, that the golfer is responsible for his caddy's action, even though the golfer wasn't directly involved. The caddy, by the way, claimed to the person that he didn't touch the sand, but the TV cameras, catch him in the act. And by the way, it all comes down to him literally just, like the dude bent over and he just kind of like touched the sand. Just, I guess,
See if it was soft, see if it was hard,
soft,
what was
see if it
going
hard,
on.
Whatever. I guess he was just wondering. But I got to say one thing. That's embarrassing. But one other thing I wanted to say. Everybody hit me at 67129. My man Nico hit me up. He said, Johnny. If that last shot dropped in the net last night, I would never let you off the hook for scoffing at my hypothetical question that I know which one you're talking about. What if Memphis wins and Portland loses yesterday? Shame on you for not giving a puncher's chance to any team with Jeremiah Martin on it. That came from Nico.
Can I laugh, though? Because that was funny to me, that you hold the ball for last shot when you're down by one with 24 seconds to go just so you could try to eliminate the Blazers. That was petty. That was petty.
But it was pretty.
It was awesome, but it was petty.
Can I tell you, though? I fell asleep at halftime. And me and Isaac Simpson, Isaac was like texting me. I woke up this morning. He's like, dude, they're gonna beat them, maybe. I woke up this morning, man. I had to look. I thought I'd lost. I had fallen asleep like an old man in my chair at halftime of that ball game. But dude, that was a lot of games I was watching yesterday. I was balling out. Speaking of balling out, we're going to continue. Coming up next, my good buddy David Cobb, CBS Sports, but never forget, without you, I'm nothing, and without my sponsors, I'm not on the radio. My good friend at MemphisFarmers.com, it says Daniel Gatlin, but we call him Chad, and I want you to know something. Auto, home, life, business, but right now with 52, maybe even more Americans losing their jobs, most everybody's life insurance is tied to your work. For pennies a day, you can get a very healthy life insurance policy to give your family an opportunity to have at least a shot at life, something to step up on. So you're because everybody, the only thing that we all got in common is we're all going to die. That's a fact. I mean, we might have more things in common, but the one thing I can guarantee, this is the only thing I can guarantee, we're all going to die. Now, that does stink, doesn't it? But it is the reality. Don't leave your family with nothing. Call 901-235-1176. That's 901-235-1176. Call my very good friend Chad Gatlin, who's got the knowledge because he's Memphis born, he's Memphis bred, but he has the power of farmers behind him. So you add that together, MemphisFarmers.com. Check it out. That's MemphisFarmers.com and my good friend Chad Gatlin. Coming up next, David Cobb. We're going to talk about Mark Emmert. We're going to talk college football, and we're going to laugh, and we're going to have some fun on this beautiful Friday on Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal Housing Lender.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage. Factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Brian Elders Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Yo, 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 it is Friday. We all made it. Can you believe it? Grizzlies made it. They're playing on Saturday, 1:30 on ABC. I got some baseball plays for you. I'll go ahead and be nice like this. Watch this. Take Texas under 6.5 total runs against Colorado. The total is 12. Right now, it's only minus 104. The over, for some reason, I know they can hit in Colorado, but Texas can't hit. They haven't scored over 6 runs in a few games. I'm telling you, Colorado, they're coming out today. They're playing some defense. You got Arenado, Story, all those people, Baldwin, Charlie Blackmon. Rockies dominate. Plus, you know that the O's stink, Drew Barrett's team. They're playing the Nationals. Steven Strasburg got thrown out of the game. He's been awful this year. They won the World Series last year, and they've been awful this season. Nationals dominate. You only have to lay 75. So guess what? That's me called giving you love today. Speaking of giving you love, I told you we're brought to you by my good friend at MemphisFarmers.com and Chad Gatlin. Check him out, 901-235-1176, or go on to MemphisFarmers.com. Auto, home, life, business, whatever you can think of, and especially life. Because like I always say, David Cobb knows that the only one thing we all got in common is we all going to die. Well, welcome into somebody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. How are you doing, Mr. David Cobb?
I kind of came in on the tail end of that, but that sounded kind of dark. Are you all right?
No, it was actually not. I was saying that you know, we've got like 52 million Americans that have lost their, jobs, man, and most of their life insurance with their family is basically through work. And I was trying to help people out and say for pennies on the, literally pennies a day, you can have a life insurance policy that will, give your family an opportunity, to have a foot up on life so they just aren't completely buried. Because in all honesty, we don't know when when it's going to happen, but the only thing we all have in common is what, David?
Well, yes, we are all going to die.
So see, I was right on that, wasn't I?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Life insurance is a great investment.
I love you, David. It's so good to hear from you. How's life been treating you, my friend?
It's good. Like I said the other day, I didn't even realize this, but I sort of accidentally committed to doing a spot with 3 different shows
at
on
the same
on
time.
The station. Well, no, but on the same day, which I try not to double up on days. And then I was like, well, hold on now. Johnny's the only show that I'm not doing on Monday. I almost just called in just so I could say that I'd done all the shows. But
dude, I'm
glad we're getting to talk.
Hey, yeah, we're good today. It's just me and you, right? Just me and you rapping.
Yeah, and I see Gabe over there on the other side of the glass. No, I don't actually see him, but I just talked to him, so I know he's there.
Yeah, he's looking good, by the way, and you can see us on Twitter and all that good stuff. But you know what? I got to say congratulations because you are a Vols grad. And
no, hey, don't frame it like this, John.
No,
Don't do
I
this
just
to
want
me.
to say congratulations. It doesn't. I'm doing this. I'm saying outside of work. I said you are a Vols grad. I know Peter Edmondson's a Vols grad. I know that he's through the moon. Y'all got Kennedy Chandler, and that's got to feel pretty good for the Vols to get somebody that can. I mean, Rick Barnes is doing a hell of a job, and I'm just saying.
He's recruiting at a high level. I would just hesitate to pitch it like, and I appreciate it. Like, you're looking out for me. I'm a Tennessee grad. I used to cover that program. But, I don't want people thinking that me as a writer, like, that I'm sitting here, like, laughing because Kennedy Chandler didn't go to Memphis or something.
No.
Like, I do care about, the Memphis program as well. It's a program that I follow. I wrote stories when Bruce Cisse committed to the Tigers, what was a month or two ago now,
Yep.
So, like, in that sense, like, I'm from here, so I'm not taking the approach of like, oh, haha, they got somebody out of Memphis. I mean, this is a city that produces a lot of talent. Not everybody that comes out of this city can go to Memphis. Kudos to Kennedy Chandler for being the player that he is and having the offers that he did. So that's what I would say. But you're right, man. Rick Chandler, the recruiting game. I mean, I looked it up before the 2019 class. Tennessee had 3 5-star basketball commitments in the 247 Sports era. Now, in the last 3 years, they've had 4. So, I mean, Rick's got them going at a really high level. But as we know here, it doesn't always translate necessarily. Even though if you go on Vol Twitter right now, they're thinking like, oh, we just won a natty. Well, it doesn't really work that way.
No, it doesn't work that way. But
so they got to put the results up. But they've got the talent in place to do it now. But I'll say this too. Whenever Rick really got it going in Texas recruiting wise, I mean, they kind of stalled out. They couldn't get any further than the Sweet 16, and there at the end they couldn't win a single game in the NCAA tournament, even though he was pulling, PJ Tucker and obviously had Kevin Durant and TJ Ford and had some success with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
But Rick's been through this before. He's been down this road, and he stalled about halfway down it, and so. Yes, he's doing a great job in recruiting. And
it was just the wrong color orange and the wrong UT, brother. Now that
it's weird though, isn't it? How many
so
weird. He went from a football school at Clemson that was orange to a football school at Texas that was orange to a football school in Tennessee that's orange. But
I think we know what color he likes.
I know, right? I know. A lot of people said he was slowing down too. When I was up there, covering the team as a beat writer before they had their good run of success there with Grant Williams and those guys, it was like, oh, well, can Rick really still coach? He's just trying to ride out
his money.
For a few more years.
You also have to understand it was around the Tubby, Smith stuff, so it was also coming up, down here and everything. You know how everything kind of bleeds over around, especially when it's from this area. But, man, I know that you have been I know there's nobody right now probably who's been as busy. I mean, you went from like chilling out for probably a little bit of time and not doing much to holy cow, are you busy right now? Mark Emmert, when he came out yesterday with what he dropped, that 2-minute and 40-second word salad of BS that basically, if you want to break it down, it says, I have no power. We aren't having any championship sports, but football runs itself. But somehow I make $3 million. Thank you for that for football, and I don't want to tick anybody off. That was embarrassing. But I was going to talk about, before I get to that, you dropped an article out yesterday that I think is a great read. It has basically to do with, I think the most important thing is the eligibility protection. And basically, are these college athletes who are impacted by COVID-19, are they actually going to gain eligibility protection? How close are they? I think you said that could be finalized on August 21st. But the board of directors, they have to vote on it. Which way do you think that's going to go? Explain to people why that's important. And, how do you feel today after you dropped the article?
Well, I mean,
because in 24 hours, a lot has changed.
Well, sure. And so the deal is the Division I Council made a recommendation. And I saw a lot of reporters who just jumped, on them, and saying, oh, the NCAA is providing eligibility relief. Well, no, that's what the Division I Council has recommended.
Mm-hmm.
But much like our political system, the NCAA has several layers and committees and just this sort of winding bureaucratic process that things have to navigate through. And so, yes, it does still need a vote from the board of directors to be finalized, and that could come a week from today. And influence there could be, I mean, look, they usually go with what the council recommends. Okay. So that's my assumption. However, what they are suggesting is going to put a pretty significant financial burden on universities at a time when they are already hurting. So right now we know that Division I college football programs, they can have, is it 85 guys on scholarship, right?
Yes, sir.
So what they are suggesting here is that if the 2020 football season does not happen at all, which is still very possible, even for these programs that are saying they're going to play in the spring, I'm still skeptical of that. Or if you only play up to 50% or less of your season, that you get an extra year of eligibility, basically, or your window is extended. So what that could end up meaning is that a school ends up having an extra 20 guys on scholarship that it wasn't planning for. And so that number goes from 85 to 105 in some cases. And
plus, they wanted their families. As I noticed in the article, they were also talking about, that some of their families, which I found that was, pretty interesting because you wrote in there, it says something about that the athletes were also looking not just, eligibility payment for this, but conditions for the in case their family is also getting sick, like 50% or something compensation or whatever. But the key of when I was reading your article, just all this stuff that we're talking about, you talk about how, every single day something is changing. And, they're trying to be proactive and they're trying to protect all these players. I don't know if I believe that, but I do also like one of the things that you dropped in there that if they do, and this is what scares me, I don't know if the board's going to approve this, because if they do that, does that not just basically give a victory to any advocacy group, athlete advocacy group? Does it give a victory to We Are United, the hashtag?
I mean, it's just the right thing to do. I mean,
but sometimes the right thing to do, man, we haven't seen the NCAA or the powers that be do the right thing for kids in so long. That's why it's hard for me to believe that they're just all of a sudden going to be benevolent.
And it's worth noting, though, that they have already done this with the spring sports. So if you remember the day the NCAA tournament got canceled, I mean, that wasn't all that got canceled. I mean, the baseball programs were a third of the way into their seasons when that happened. And so obviously they didn't play anymore, but those games they've been granted an extra year of eligibility, even though they played in a third of their games this season. So they're just following in that same trend. So in all honesty, it would be pretty unfair if the Board of Governors didn't actually pass this, because they've already set that precedent with the spring sports. So how would it be any different if the fall athletes had their seasons wiped out by the same pandemic but didn't gain the same protection? So I mean, the level of hypocrisy would be even unmatched for the NCAA if this doesn't go through. So,
you know what? That makes me feel a lot better, because basically they have no choice here. All that time that they're spending and meeting and talking about this and bringing in people, they have to pass this. They have to give the protections, because I didn't, I know that I didn't think about it in those terms, because I was basically still thinking in the terms of, wow, Mark Emmert came out and basically, I thought yesterday, and yes, we're talking about these protections, we're talking about legislation, we're talking about board of directors, but, I agree, nobody wants a czar or whatever, but I'm saying that right now, the lack of leadership is why we're not having football. It's been over 5 months since we found out, since the NBA canceled its season, they got back to playing. They've had tons of time. I don't think they've been proactive. They've been reactive.
And last night was awesome. That game, that was unbelievable. I was pulling for the Nets. I was ready to give Jeremiah Martin and Garrett Temple keys to the city if they had knocked off Portland, So that was cool to see those guys out there. But yeah, the NBA has killed it. So the next big debate and we're already seeing it a little bit, but the next big debate, the moral dilemma that's going to face college sports next, if you will, that we're going to see people digging in on both sides of here in the very near future, is whether or not it's ethical to ask the college athletes to play in a bubble. And so, the proponents of that are going to say that really we've got to learn from what the NBA has done and some of the other leagues have done, and put these guys in some sort of a bubble for some length of time in order to have a season. However, the opponents to that are going to say, well, they're amateur athletes. How can you sequester them in that manner? And they're unpaid. How can you demand that they give up their freedom in that regard? Oh, and by the way, you want to bubble the men's basketball programs? yeah, you think you can afford that, but can you afford to bubble the women's basketball programs too? Because that's, going to be a Title IX
issue.
They don't do it both ways. And then you got the rest of the winter sports who are going to be over here saying, well, what about us? And so, I mean, the battle lines are already forming for whether or not it's viable or feasible to do some form of a bubble in order for us to have a college basketball season. I mean, I think it should be. I think that 95% of these guys are going to want to play. They've seen the NBA bubble. They've seen how successful it is. They want to play. In fact, I think it could even be a productive thing for a lot of players because they've had their entire routine, all of their structure just completely uprooted because of this pandemic. And now you're going to offer them a safe environment in which to find some sense of normalcy to play the game they love. And, oh, by the way, yeah, you bring academic advisors in there and you get them as honed in on studies as they ever have been because guess what? There's nothing else to do when you're not practicing or playing in a bubble. So you can take that time to really, sort of enrich an academic setting that's going to be all over the place, campus by campus in terms of online classes, some form of in-person classes. But these guys aren't going to the student academic success centers like they normally do right now. Those buildings and all that campuses are not open, so that academic structure is not there for them like it usually is. And so, I mean, I think that a bubble, if they really start thinking about it now, and honestly just think about how to pitch it now, how to frame it, and sort of how to avoid some of the negative publicity that all the naysayers will bring out, I think it could be a really productive thing.
Okay. I thought Gabe had something. He said, no, I have to get you off. That's not fair. I still have a question, man. No, everything that's going on, and again, this is all day by day. Mark Emmert, though, getting paid $3 million. I didn't even realize it was that much until yesterday. I thought he was making around $1 million. But everybody and their grandmother was talking about how a man who makes $3 million a year can go out there and basically from his bunker give a word salad that makes no sense. That basically says that, nobody wants a czar and we don't have any leaderships. The only thing I can basically do is punish kids. But I can't tell people, especially football leagues, what to do. Do you think with the Pac-12 and the Big Ten saying hasta mañana, do you think, Kevin Warren, I feel like has done a great job as I can't believe he's only been on the job since January. He's made a hell of a name for himself. It feels like he's been the leader. But the ACC, we're playing. Greg Sankey, the SEC, we playing. Bob Bowlesby over at the Big 12, dadgummit, we playing. Do you think realistically that they can go forward, and can they go forward safely?
Okay. I think so. This is so layered. I'm going to try and give you my synopsis of it in like 30 seconds. My deal with the Pac-12 and the Big Ten moving forward, if they don't want to move forward because of the totality of the national situation, that's fine. What I have a problem with is the Big Ten and the Pac-12 hiding behind this myocarditis and saying that that's the reason why they can't move forward. Because the research on that, which is a heart condition that can affect some people who have had COVID-19, the research on that has been out there for months. The experts months ago laid out a safe return to exercise plan for those who have had COVID-19. And it includes a very detailed roadmap for those who may have some of this heart inflammation. And so I think that conferences like the Big 12 specifically has laid out a plan for how to diagnose and treat and return to play those who are suffering from that condition. And I think that the Big 12 athletes will be significantly safer because those conferences have committed to those testing measures with the heart inflammation issue. The Big 12 or the Big 10 and the Pac-12 have not. They have not done that. So their athletes are still practicing. They're still exercising. They're still using on-campus weight rooms and gyms 20 hours a week and on their own even more than that. So you're telling me that you can only have the effects of that if you're actually playing in a game? No, that's ridiculous. So I'm a little put off by the hypocrisy of the Big Ten and the Pac-12 because they're hiding behind that heart inflammation issue when the Big 12 is the only conference that's actually doing anything to address it. So I think we can move forward if the ACC and the SEC commit to those same measures that the Big 12 has committed to, because it could potentially save some lives. And so if the Big 10 and the Pac-12 don't want to play football, that's fine. But if they're pretending that it's because of player safety, they need to administer these tests to every athlete who's had COVID-19, like the Big 12 is doing. So long as they're going to be on campus, if they've had the disease, their own leaders are saying that the heart inflammation issue is why they can't play. Well, they need to take the proper steps to address that heart inflammation issue, because just because you're not playing games doesn't mean that you're not at risk for it. Because we know that athletes are going to work out. We know they're going to train. And if they're at risk for this thing, then they need to be tested for it. And so I just see a lot of hypocrisy, and I guess that's the main thing that's out to me right now. If you don't want to play because of the totality of how bad it is nationwide, that's fine. But don't give us BS reasoning for it, and don't just use scare tactics to try and justify your decision.
Yeah, the NCAA and hypocrisy go together like what is it? Peas, and carrots. But anyway, follow him. Yeah, that's right. Follow him at David W. Cobb. Check him out at CBSSports.com. All of his good writings. But follow him at David W. Cobb. He retweets a lot of his stuff. He calls college basketball, college football. He used to write here for even the Grizzlies for the CA. He's come from the Times Press, and he's a former Vol. And I know he's probably a little excited personally about Kennedy Chandler and how Rick Barnes is doing a hell of a job in Vols Nation getting that program going. But, David, thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful time Monday. I'll be listening to you all damn day long, won't I?
Yes, sir.
Hey, be blessed, and thank you so much. Be safe out there. That's David Cobb, my friends. We'll be back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 96.1. Never forget, MemphisFarmers.com, 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies, we will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Five-Ash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
As you get back to business, small things can make a big difference. Like marking safe distances with floor tape and posting reminders to wash hands. As always, Grainger is here to help, offering supplies and solutions for every industry. Free access to product specialists, 24/7 support, safety recovery guides, and more. It's part of our commitment to help you adapt and recover in these challenging times. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Gateway Tire and Service Center has a beautiful new state-of-the-art location at 5275 Summer Avenue. And for July, the new location on Summer has a great special. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th at no charge. Visit the new Gateway Tire and Service Center with 28 bays for quick service, super safe with curbside service, or lounge seating 6 feet apart. Check out GatewayTireandService.com for coupons too. The new Gateway Tire and Service Center, 5275 Summer Avenue. Call Matt for details, 901-683-8335.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test-driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For
If we don't find the next whiskey bar, dadgummit, we're not going to have a good day, I can tell you that. But we are going to have a great weekend and a great Friday. You know why? Well, Vols fans, you got Kennedy Chandler. Grizzlies fans got a win last night. They got a big old win yesterday afternoon, actually. And Jeremiah Martin almost made Nico hold it against me forever. Good job, Jeremiah Martin. He also, in my personal opinion, I want to ask Gabe this question. Did Jeremiah Martin, through basically what he's done in the G League throughout this season, and then what he was able to pull off in the bubble, and also playing basically, what I think was 21 games for the Sioux Falls Skyforce, that's the Heat's G League team. Then he gets picked up by the Nets, goes out there and tears it up for 8 games. And I don't know if you realize this, he appeared in 6 of the games, averaged 10.3 points, 2.7 assists, shot 40% from the floor. It's a small sample size. But, dude, is he going to be able to play can he play at that level?
We will see. But here's the thing about Jeremiah Martin, and you look at his time at Memphis, he's always improving. He's a guy that you just have confidence that he's just going to go get it.
He's always improving. You're right.
He's just going to go get it. Because at Memphis, his freshman year, he was not good.
No.
By his senior year, he was
a baller. He was the best player on the team.
He had how many games in a row with 30 points to end that season? He was their main scorer, main player. So, I mean, he was a guy just brick by brick, man.
Well,
and I don't doubt. I will never doubt what Jeremiah Martin can actually get done because he is a grinder.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I think he took a major leap heading into his second season, and just like Gabe said it better than anybody's said in a long time, the dude just improves every year, year in and year out. He goes out there and whatever task he's working on, he's going to make himself better at that. I think he is figuring a way to carve himself a role on a second team on a bench somewhere. And I'm not saying he's going to be a forever G Leaguer. I'm talking about he's going to carve himself out a role in the NBA. He can make plays at the NBA level. He can shoot the ball at a high percentage. He's a great ball handler. And again, he has knowledge and he makes you comfortable when the ball's in his hands. So I kind of believe. Now, he ain't no Kyrie as much as I pick on him. I can't stand it. He's no superstar. I don't think he's going to be out there hanging with Kyrie and Kevin Durant all of a sudden. But from a former Memphian, the way he played at the G League, the way he played himself in the bubble, and what he did last night, I just all of a sudden have to say, man, I think one day we're going to see our buddy Jeremiah Martin from the University of Memphis on a bench, being on the second unit, carving him out a little role in the NBA. And I'm kind of, that's awesome.
He has done it so far, man. I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do. On the other hand, we have another Memphis guy who ended up retiring yesterday. One of my good buddies, Dustin Woodard, retired from the NFL, was a 7th-round pick of the Patriots. He didn't cite COVID concerns. It was just something that he felt like he needed to move on from. I texted him, wished him the best. I know that he's a guy that's probably at peace with his decision. It was probably tough, but Dustin Woodard has moved on from the NFL.
No, I can't imagine. It's the hardest thing. I bet that's been weighing on his heart for a long time. Do I continue to play football, or is it time to make that next phase of life? Man, talk about a tough decision. Oh, but I wish him the best. Congratulations to Dustin Woodard, one of the best Memphis Tigers. And doesn't he own? Is he second or now does he own the record?
He's first. Him and Drew are first as the most starts in school history.
Unbelievable. Gabe's right there. What, second? Unbelievable. People, don't touch that dial. Coming up next, we got Parrish Alford from guess what? That's right here on Johnny Radio's Happy Hour on Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
I'm here with the outstanding team from Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway. They're online at lexusofmemphis.com. Gary, tell everyone how they can experience the Lexus of Memphis satisfaction.
Come in and be a part of our family at Lexus of Memphis. Experience the customer service that we provide to each guest like a member of our own family. If you're on the side of the road and you need us, we're there. If you need help with anything with your car, technology, Bluetooth, the app suite, we have a dedicated team to help you with this in your journey with your Lexus.
That's how they do it at Lexus of Memphis.
So are you the type of guy that wants to look put together but doesn't want to spend hours shopping? I hear you. This is why there's Stitch Fix, your personal styling service that delivers hand-picked clothes right to you. Stitch Fix is simple and convenient. Sign up in just a few minutes. Try new styles in the comfort of your own home. And there's no subscription required ever. So, isn't it time to refresh your look? Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, personal styling for everybody.
Frontier Western Store is open and ready to serve you for all your needs in boots, apparel, pet food, and more. Frontier is proud to be a local leader here in the Mid-South when it comes to boots. Stop by the store today for an incredible selection of name brand work and dress boots. Come browse aisles and aisles of top quality boots at everyday low prices in our world famous boot showroom. Dan Post, Rocky, Durango, Twisted X, Georgia, Ariat, and many more. There are so many styles, colors, and fits available, you might need a hand picking out your favorites. Luckily, Frontier's knowledgeable sales staff will cheerfully assist you with any questions you have and ensure the proper fit of your new boots. Frontier also has an amazing selection of jeans and shirts by Wrangler, Ariat, and Carhartt, as well as a fully stocked women's boutique department with thousands of tops and dresses at unbelievable prices. New arrivals often. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Gilman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Chad Gatlin is your Mid-South Farmers agent, and he's easy to find. Just go to memphisfarmers.com to get a fast quote or call his office at 901-237-1176. And during this wild time we're all facing, know Chad has you covered. Whether you need to file a claim, get a quote, or just talk about what he can do to give you the absolute best coverage at the best price. Chad is a Memphis man and knows the area and that everyone is different, and he will work to make sure you have everything you need and nothing you don't. Get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com or call 901-235-1176.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you about to wind up dead.
You don't head back to Tennessee, Jed. Welcome back into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour on a beautiful Friday, man. It's Friday. Grizzlies won. They're going to play at 1:30 on ABC against, yep, that's right, Dame Time and the Portland Trailblazers. Going to see Ja do his thing. They got to win too, though. We'll see what happens. But, hey, man, they made it to the play-in game. Speaking of making it, we might have some college football. We know the Americans said they're going. Conference USA says they're down. We
We know the Big Three in the ACC, the Big 12, and Bob Bowlesby, he's down. You know Greg Sankey in the SEC, they're down. But what about the smaller schools? They're looking about, I think, maybe going into spring football. But guess what? We got Parrish offered to talk about it. He's also with, of course, the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. You can follow him at Parrish Offered. That's Parrish, ALFORD, F-O-R-D, like Ford, baby. Just follow him. And don't forget, at D Journal Now. That's for the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. And by the way, they've also opened up a new podcast that I'm going to talk about. My man Parrish is with, I think, his friend Ben Craddock. We'll talk a little bit about that. And we're going to talk about everything going on in Ole Miss. What's the experience going to be like? There's so many things to break in. Let me bring in Parrish now. How you doing, my friend?
Johnny, I'm fine. How are you?
Man, I am doing absolutely blessed. I feel lucky that I thought baseball was going to fall to pieces the way Miami opened up. I thought the bubble would never be as this good, and the NBA has been fantastic. I don't care about the fans, but one thing about Ole Miss and football, like I can't, like the Grove and Ole Miss football go together like peas and carrots. You know what I mean? Like I can't imagine what it would be like. I know we're trying to get ready. They're trying to get ready. Lane Kiffin's about to have practice with the boys. They're starting things up. But what will it be like, the game day experience, if there's no fans in the Southeastern Conference? And will there be fans?
Well, I think the fan question is going to be decided by the governor in each state. And, I think what they're going to arrive at is fans in limited numbers. Mm-hmm. Now, I'll tell you, it's going to be different. And it's not going to be the same kind of experience. And I think it would almost be better if you're only going to have 25% in your stadium, and you're going to risk alienating so many fans who can't get there, just write this season off, let them play on TV, get the TV money,
yep.
let the ratings go through the roof.
Oh, they will go through the roof. You know that.
Maybe they renegotiate those contracts for this year and get even more TV money than what the contracts read right now. And let everybody come back strong in 2021. But I don't think that's where this is headed. I think there will be a limited number of fans. And and we'll just see. But as far as game day experience, you mentioned the Grove. It's not going to look anything like it has in years past. I would think that there would be some availability, and I could see the university, maybe coming in and really doing what it can to control that atmosphere. Whether it's selling spots to help keep a tight lid on who's there, but I just think it would be. I think you'll see tailgating in some capacity, but extremely limited.
Wow, that'll be because and that's going to be also that I keep thinking about this year. 2020 has been rough on all of us. Let's just be real. It's been a rough year, but I think about these high school kids who have missed out on some of their senior opportunities. Then you think about some of these incoming freshmen or these seniors who are going to miss out on the campus experience because of the virtual learning, and then the people who just love Southeastern Conference football. And there's so many great venues. I mean, right here at Tiger Lane in the American is an unbelievable place. But there's just something special about the Grove. There's something special down in Baton Rouge, down in LSU. Those two, when they meet up, it's always crazy. And it just feels a little bit different. But again, like you said, if they just get some football in, those ratings will go absolutely bananas. And yes, I will feel for everybody who misses out. But this pandemic is just a different year. But this is where I'm going with, because we all are making sacrifices. Do you believe that these three power conferences, the others like the American and the ones that are going to give it a go, do you think that they're going to start and finish?
Well, I don't know. I think all of these plans that you see right now, hey, we're going to play a conference-only schedule, or we're going to play 12 games, or whatever we're going to do. Look, what you're seeing right now from those teams, from those conferences who say they're going to play, is a commitment to start. Mm-hmm. They're going to get started. Camps in the SEC are going to start Monday. They're going to have practice. Some of them are ongoing right now.
Yeah, and in fact, aren't they getting ready to maybe like tow it up in Oxford today? Is today first day or is it Monday?
Monday. Monday will be the first day across the board for the SEC team. So it will be August 17th. Look, it's a commitment to start. And once you start, then you have to trust your protocols, the safety measures you've put in place. Positive cases are going to come. You manage them the best that you can. Trust the plan you've put in place. Try to get these players healthy and back on the field. Quarantine when necessary. Try to limit the spread as much as possible. Look, these teams, these sports medicine folks have worked hard and have put together really good plans, and we'll just see how it goes. I think the Marlins are a great example.
Well, that's what I was going to say. MLB, how much, Parrish? I mean, let's be real, Parrish. You know this for a fact. MLB, I was crucifying them. I'm like the Marlins. And then all of a sudden the Cardinals come out. And then you hear about Plesac and Mike Clevenger. And then you realize, wait a second. Man, Marlins are back playing. And playing pretty damn good baseball right now. They say that tomorrow that the Cardinals are going to start back up. Now baseball looks like they've got this realistically under control. I got to kind of tip my hat to Rob Manfred, who I did think was going to lose this bad boy and was about to spin out of control. But he's got this thing rotating back on the right wheel, and that's what I'm kind of like hopeful. Like you said, that they're going to start football. They just have to be able to, be prepared to take a couple punches, and when those punches come, be honest and deal with them.
Yeah, to this point, MLB has been able to trust its protocols, to do the things it said it was going to do, and is still playing. And I think that's great that they've been able to do that. I hope the Cardinals can get back on track. I hope they can complete the season, through the MLB as they've set out to do. But look, every day right now in the sports world comes with an asterisk.
Sure does.
You don't know what's around the corner. I think it's great that the sports that have come back have been able to do their thing. NASCAR has had some fans at events. The bubble has worked for the NBA. I know MLB has traveled. It's going to be different. The fan question is really, it's a big deal in college football. You have schools where coaches, most of them, many, who have taken pay cuts, and things are just different right now. And it's hard to imagine SEC schools feeling a money crunch. But look, that's where they are right now.
Man, you are so right.
And they're looking for these revenue streams, and they'd like the fans to be able to come in, for a number of reasons, that being one of them.
Oh man! And by the way, just talking football, by the way, and thinking about the fact that we're going to have some football is fun. And I know there's a lot of Ole Miss fans that are listening because, we're the official Ole Miss network here in the Mid-South. And August 17th, I want to ask you a couple football questions about Lane Kiffin, about what he's realistically going to look at. And this is a guy who's had every type of quarterback. He's had the Matt Leinerts. He's out who's a stand-in-there pocket-type guy. He had a Jacob Coker guy who won a national championship who couldn't move. Couldn't even get on the field at Florida State, won the national championship at Alabama. He's also had a guy who can run the football, a dual-threat guy, and Jalen Hurts. What's Lane Kiffin going to make the decision, and how is he going to make this decision with John Riles Plumlee and Matt Carroll?
Well, Plumlee and Corral will be the two leading contenders. Yeah, no doubt. I think the fact that the season has been delayed now changes the complexion of that competition a little bit,
Wow.
and that I think that Grant Tisdale and Kincaid Dent will get closer looks. I think there will be more competition. Ultimately, I think it's going to come down to Corral and Plumlee because they have had more experience. I think it's going to be a competition. But look, at the end of the day, coaches love experience. Now,
they do.
When I look at these two, Plumlee, for all that he did on the ground, and he led the SEC in rushing yards per game.
Wow.
Average rushing yards per game. Led the SEC as a freshman. Did great things last year in an offense that was suited to a running quarterback. Ole Miss ran the ball 63% of the time last year. They're going to be more diverse this year. And Plumlee completed just 52% of his passes a year ago. that's not going to be enough in this offense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with what John Rice Plumlee can do and the threat that he brings when he has the football, if he can get that completion percentage up to 60, I think he's the guy. But he's got to make a major step from year 1 to year 2 in his completion percentage in involving those receivers. They have talent at receiver that you just didn't see in last year's offense beyond Elijah Moore.
Who is, by the way, since you brought up the receivers right there, like Elijah Moore, 67 catches, 850 yards, 6 touchdowns, was basically the bright spot. I'm wondering who's going to be like penciled in maybe at the slot side. Who are some of the guys that we don't really know about that are actually some breakout guys? Because, again, I look at the running backs, and I think to myself with Jerrion Ealy and Snoop Connor, that with Plumlee back there, that gives you one hell of a fast and powerful offensive backfield when it comes to the running game. Don't know about the passing game. But who are some of the guys other than Elijah Moore that you could actually see where Lane, he maybe stretch this bad boy out?
Well, I think he's going to stretch it out, and I think you're going to see Jonathan Mingo really have a better sophomore year. I think he's going to make that year 1 to year 2 leap. I think he's a guy that just is really physical at the point of attack as a receiver. Struggled with some drops at different times last year. Look, Ole Miss, and again, you're talking about an offense that ran the ball 63% of the time. If that's your offense, if that's what you're doing, then how much are you practicing the passing game through the week? And I think that they had a lot of young receivers last year, a lot of freshmen, 4 of them, in fact. And, look, I think they got lost in that work. Those guys, I think they lost some chemistry. I think it was, it was not a productive group beyond Elijah Moore, but I think the talent is there. I think you're going to see a guy like Jonathan Mingo begin to make plays. I think keep an eye on DeMarcus Gregory. It'll be like his 3rd year in the program.
Miles Battle. Is he gonna,
Miles. Yeah, they're just others. I think there are names there. There are guys with ability, and it's not like they're counting on Jonathan Mingo alone to be the next big thing. I mean, there is a group there. You could see a couple of guys emerge and turn into playmakers.
Got a text that says, Parrish, love your show, love all your work, and love your new podcast, by the way. We're going to have to ask you about that podcast in a minute. But he also asked, how's the injuries of Braylon Sanders coming along as this little extra stretch? Because they limited him in 2019. Is he going to be back on the field doing some stuff this year, Mr. Sanders?
Yeah, I'm not sure where Sanders is with his health right now, but he's had multiple injuries through his career. But when he's been healthy, he is another threat, and he's a guy that just, has a knack for winning the ball in the one-on-one competition there. Just really, really good at the point of the catch. And look, he's another one. We talk about the freshman. He'll be a senior. If he's on the field and healthy, again, there's talent at receiver. I think you're going to see the quarterback's going to be the guy who can make good decisions, protect the football, and involve the receivers. And haven't even talked about the running game yet. And the running backs are stellar.
That's where I was about to go, because that's I feel like that's the biggest strength is this. I mean, when you got Ealy and Connor coming back, what they had last year, 11 touchdowns combined, 1,200-something yards. They had one heck of a year on the ground. And, again, they ran 63% of the time. And, plus, Plumlee was one. He could run the heck of that sucker, too. So, that offensive line can block. What do you think, is anybody else going to even mess with Ealy and Connor for playing time? I mean, is there any chance that, Knight or any of these guys can get on the field, or is it basically 1 and 2 in case injuries happen?
Well, I think as much as they can, you'll see Ealy and Connor on the field. But, going through an SEC season, you're going to get knocked around. I think you've got to have a third back. Maybe that's Henry Parrish or Kentrell Bullock, one of the freshmen. But I think so. Yes, I think you'll see a third back on the field. But you want Ealy and Connor to get their touches, so they're going to be there. It's not like I don't think you're about to see some big kind of three-headed monster evolve in the running game. But there will be some younger guys get on the field and get some experience because you have to have that depth. And let's talk about Plumlee a little bit in the sense that if he does not win the starting job at quarterback, he's going to play. He's going to be on the field
somewhere.
Where is that? Is that
H-back.
slot receiver? Is that running back? What does that look like? If he's not the every down quarterback, then he is definitely going to be in a position to help the team.
Now, Henry Parrish, I believe, is the the 4-star, the big the big guy that he the highest rated signing that Kiffin snagged. Let's be real. Is there a chance that Henry Parrish is he going to be possibly that third guy just to keep him a little bit happy, or are they going to redshirt him? You think this year?
Well, I think it's possible, but it's not. It would not be to keep him happy. It's going to be can he earn the job and get in there and get some snaps up? But I think either he or Bullock. I think Bullock is as a pounder and a physical guy. I mean, I think he's got a chance to get some carries as well.
Man, I got to tell you something. Everybody's so glad that you're on here now. I want to know. I know that everybody can find all your work, at the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. But tell these people about you just started a new podcast, and tell them about your friend Ben Craddock, and I believe that's you two guys that are doing this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Ben Craddock and myself. We have started a podcast. It's called Justify Your Existence. Ben is a former Ole Miss player and a very successful businessman in Mississippi, and just lots of contacts. So we'll have guests each week, and we had Shay Hodge, former receiver, this week. We'll have a lot of Ole Miss centric guests, and it'll be Ben and me as well. It's just going to be. Look, we want it to be relevant Ole Miss topics, is what we say. Whatever we think will advance the conversation for Ole Miss, whatever Ole Miss people are talking about, that's what we want to be talking about on Justify Your Existence, the Ole Miss podcast. Coming out 5 days a week. We typically, are producing that thing about 7:30 or 8 in the morning and have it turned around not long after that. So you can find it at djournal.com. There's a link that says podcast, and you can see it circulated on, all the popular social media platforms.
Yeah, you retweeted you retweet that bad boy out on Twitter at also D Journal now, don't you?
Right.
And
right.
also,
so
of course, yours at Parrish Alford.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is not easy, not hard to find.
Man, everybody's going to find it. Find all of his work. Don't forget, it's the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal, the new podcast. And you're dropping one about, every 5 days, you're saying? Or are you doing it, 1 day a week?
No, every day. 5 days a week.
Oh, you're doing it every day?
Yeah, every day.
Man, you are working hard, my man.
We just completed the debut week today. We talked about the top 5 after vault Ole Miss football wins. So lots of good stuff there.
So right now, if you want to go check them out right now, you can go check out the the debut episodes. You just finished your first week. Are you worn out?
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
I'm sorry.
It's been good.
Has it been fun?
It's been good. We've had a good time with it.
Man, well, I'm so excited, man. Don't forget djournal.com. That's the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. Check him out. Parrish, I appreciate your time so much. I hope you have a blessed time, and I'll be listening to you on your podcast, my friend.
Thanks a lot, Johnny. I appreciate that. Have a good weekend.
Hey, we'll do it. That's Parrish Alford, y'all. Check him out, and don't forget you can follow him. It's very simple. It's just at Parrish Alford, and of course, he's the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal beat writer for your Ole Miss, basically Rebels, Sharks, Black Bears, whatever you want to, No, they're still the Rebels. I just like to bust a little because I have a few people who are already, what is it about Memphis, the Vols, and Ole Miss? How, you have certain people for some reason, if you were, well, I understand Mississippi State and Ole Miss, so maybe this is some Mississippi State hate, Mississippi State hate. But it's amazing how when you start talking about Ole Miss, or if you talk about State, or if I give a little bit of love to the Vols today for getting Kennedy Chandler, how much you get attacked. I thought you were a Tiger fan. You're a piece of you-know-what. Dude.
That's because college sports, it's so tribalistic. That's just how it works, man.
Dude, I'm trying to keep everybody in the Mid-South happy, everybody that's listening. I'm just being honest and trying to keep the news going out here. But it is hilarious how serious people take this. But again, thanks again to Parrish for coming on. Thanks to David Cobb, and we've had a lot of fun. Coming up next, we got Hardwood, and we got some really, really wild stuff. But before we get there, I got to remind you, this weekend, this weekend is so big. We have Stipe, Daniel Cormier. This is the trilogy. They're 1-1. For some reason, Cormier is a bad-to-the-bone wrestler. Stipe's a boxer. And did you notice in the first 2 fights, they spent more time boxing? And there was a couple of rocky moments in there in that last fight where I thought Stipe was knocked the bleep out by Daniel. And then next thing you know, Stipe knocked him out. Like, because he's also a firefighter. Did you know that?
I did. He's also 37. He's not a...
Yeah, he's not a spring chicken either. I mean, 40, but can I just tell you something? People out there who are listening, at 37, I still thought I had, like, something in me. At 41, I realized I was an old man. Okay? Like, I just knew. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm broken. You wake up, you have all... Where did this pain come from? But this is going to be fun. And, again, for all you people out there, I'm going to mention it. Vols did land Kennedy Chandler. That's a big one for Rick Barnes and the Vols. That is so big, it's not even funny. And, again, I am a Tiger fan. But I know that there are people that are like Vols fans, and I know there are people that just like high school basketball and recruiting. And yes, the Chandlers, do you not remember how that whole, never mind, don't even get me started, the Lawsons and all. Anyway, Kennedy Chandler, congratulations, how high he is, where he's rated. It doesn't, I mean, he is a talent. Vols fans are coming in hard, especially on my phone. My buddy Bob Bain just tweeted, "Oh, yeah, baby, Tennessee Jed on a day where Kennedy Chandler wants to come be a Vol. Couldn't have been a better way to come back." Dude, you see what I'm talking about? Like, dude.
But it's every day, though, that we come back with Tennessee
But
Jed.
he's just so pumped up. That's what I'm saying. And then I
Okay.
got another person who literally gave me the middle finger. And it just says, middle finger. Oh, I'm so glad you're excited for the Vols, you blue bashing. Wait a second. No, I can't say this, number one, but I'm not bashing. I love Penny. I love the Tigers. And Gabe Kuhn, where'd you go to school?
Memphis?
Didn't you, like, start the second most games in the offense, period, behind my man Dustin and who else?
Drew Kaiser.
And Drew Kaiser, who were tied for first.
Yeah, I did.
So
I
he
did.
did.
Well,
So you're
I'm
a
tied for
Memphis
third
fan.
now.
No, well, yeah, he tied
Oh, no,
for third.
I'm third.
You're
I'm
third, but it's still also second most starts. But, yes, because the guys above you are
I'm the
tied
first
for
loser.
first.
I'm the first loser.
Okay, he's the first loser, but I'm still proud of him. He did great. But, again, this is a Memphis guy. I went to Memphis. So we are Memphis fans, but, again, we like people in the SEC. We like them all to do well. And, you know, Ole Miss, I got to give congratulations. Everybody in the Southeastern Conference, you heard it from Parrish, August 17th, practices are going to start. I asked my man Parrish, what did he think some of the big storylines are kind of going into it? Who's going to be the starter? Is it going to be John Riles? Is it going to be, let's be honest with you, is it going to be Matt Corral, the guy who can basically throw the ball, who can stand in the pocket and deliver it, or is it going to be the dude who can flat out run that man like a mamma jamma who only completed 52% of his passes last year? He's got to get that bad boy up to 60. But again, Lane Kiffin, he's coached everybody that can, from, you know, Jalen Hurts to Jared Coker to Matt Leinart. He's coached every type of quarterback. I think he's going to get the best out of whoever he decides to go with. There's also some running backs. There's some wide receivers. There's going to be an interesting offense. In all honesty, the questions, and the reason I didn't go there, because the questions for me are on defense. Are they going to stop anybody this year? I mean, that's where we're going to find out if Lane is worth his you-know-what, because they look like they're going to be able to run the ball. They're going to be able to keep basically everybody. I mean, the offense, I don't know what they're going to look like. I think they are going to push the ball down the field. I don't know which quarterback they're going to commit to, but they have so many running backs. I think the biggest question mark is there's also a wide receiver logjam, to be honest with you, because Braylon Sanders, Jonathan Mingo, Jaden Jackson, Miles Battle, Dontario Drummond. There's so many guys out there after my man, Mr. Moore, who's the best in the business. We'll see what he does. But the one thing that I have to say, is there a person that can play on the defensive front that can actually stop anybody and actually play SEC football? That's where Lane is going to have all the questions, and that's where all Ole Miss fans are going to have to worry. Is that defense going to be able to play SEC-style defense against these big SEC front, these offensive lines? I mean, think about LSU and Alabama's offensive line. Think about what you're going to have to do. Do they have the defense? I don't know, but we'll find out, because August 17th, that's this Monday, SEC Full pad practice is going down for real. Now, coming up next, Hardwood. Never forget, MemphisFarmers.com, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Check out Dave Woloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 96.1 FM and 87.7 FM.
You hear the phrase all day, every day. In these uncertain times this, in these uncertain times that. Well, in these uncertain times, one thing I know for certain, you want you some Central Barbecue. Central Barbecue is open for you to dine in or carry out, online orders and curbside pickup. And another thing you can be certain about is this. We are doing everything in our power to keep you and our staff safe. You can be sure that everyone working at any Central Barbecue is following every safety protocol there is, and they'll encourage you to do the same. Come on in and get some Central Barbecue. And yes, your face covering is probably going to end up with some sauce on it. A small price to pay for safety.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselimbembrace.com.
Dedicated our life to yours. Wolf Chase Limb and Brace.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies. We will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Fiveash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
By the way, I just got to say, Sports 56 Happy Hour with your good buddy Johnny Radio. We are here, and I love all of y'all. From Nico, Raider Corey, Bob Bain, to my homie who didn't leave his name, but he's like, Johnny, I know you're a Tiger fan, and I know you have to cover all the local teams, but just know I'm going to go to my grave saying, go to hell, Ole Miss.
And then somebody's challenging me.
Yeah, they want to fight you.
I am 44 and I can take Gabe.
Well, what if
what if his name ain't no spring chicken no more.
What if
44?
he's related to Khabib? And he's been wrestling bears since he's sick and swimming in rivers. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't take Gabe right now, especially at 44. Woo. Dude, the only dude that at 44 could take Gabe was Herschel Walker. Like, that dude literally does 1,000 push-ups still, like, every day.
I'm sure there's a good amount of people at 44 that could take me.
Okay, man. Well, you know what, dude.
A good amount.
Well, just thanks for making me feel really old, okay?
DC's at 41. He would wipe the
Daniel,
floor with me.
Daniel's at 41, but he's not 44, dadgummit. If you check back with Daniel in 3 years, he's going to be 280 pounds, and He's going to have a big old smile on his face. He's going to be what I call old man happy fat. But you know what? Speaking of happiness, I'm about to take all of y'all to my favorite place in the world, and that is Hardwood, because dadgummit, it does feel so good. And we are going to have a lot of fun. But the first thing that I have to do is tell you that without my guest and without you, I am nothing. Now, Brian Elder Roofing Solution, and I'm being dead serious about this, roofing is one of the scariest deadgum things on planet Earth. Because if you have a problem with your roof and then you have water leaking into your house, the damage, the cost, it can end up being more than your house. Like, I was literally close that if the water would have seeped into this one this wall or whatever, it was like like a structural wall. They said that repair would cost more than the deadgum condo was worth. But they would have had to fix it because there's a lot of condos. But anyway, point is, water, I didn't even realize until I had water damage how dangerous it is, how crazy it is, and how scary it is. But if you're nervous, if you're worried about your roof, just don't worry anymore. Call my friend Chris Price and Brian Elder at brianelderroofing.com. Call them at 901-867-0303. That's 901-867-0303. I promise you, this scary time will be no more, and they will fix your problem. They also comply with all social distancing standards and everything, but I promise you, 901-867-0303, the best in the business, brianelderroofing.com. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Man, I thought I was going to open up with a story about a homeless man in a soccer stadium, but I'll get to that in a minute. I got to get to Zach Plesac. Gabe.
Zach Plesac, as we all know, broke curfew, had to get sent home via car service because of his problems for breaking curfew and hanging out with friends on a road trip. But he decided it would be a great idea to go to Instagram last night, the IG. Had a 6-minute video, and this is where I want to start with it. He made a video while driving his car. Okay. Well, that's where it starts, and it gets worse. He went on to say,
you can't drive and
you can't do that.
And
you
do
can't,
that. By the way,
you can't drive and record yourself. That's illegal.
Law now,
but
it's actually like they tweeted it out.
That's not even close to the worst part of this. He went on to say, I want to explain my side because the media has unfairly portrayed me and my teammate Mike Clevenger, and it's just unfair what's been done to me. The media is evil. They're so evil. And so I'm expecting right after that, John, like, okay, maybe he's going to explain a story that we haven't heard before, his side of the story. He goes on to say, I went out to dinner with buddies, was drinking, went back to the friend's house, and then he quote-unquote threw bets down. And then he said he broke curfew. I was like, dude, that's exactly what we've been saying happened. What are you talking about? The media is treating you unfairly. But then the worst part of this, he goes, I wasn't acting maliciously. I didn't try. Like, you guys need to stop it. You're treating me unfair. You're being evil to me. Zach, here's the thing. You are a $1 million player in the MLB. The MLB set protocols. You didn't follow the protocols. So, everyone called you stupid. Because you are, John?
Stupid! And you're a bro.
I think it's very, very simple, Zach. Stay off Instagram, first of all. But also, don't break protocol. If you're going to leave, tell your COVID officer. If you're going to come back after curfew, expect to get sent home. It's very simple.
Why did you why are you defending Mike Clevenger for lying and riding back? And by the way, he's acting like he was playing Dungeons and Dragons in the basement with some of his bros.
What he said about it, he said we were opening card packs.
They were opening up cards.
And then he said we were throwing down bets. And I was like, okay.
So
probably shouldn't admit that either.
And by the way, can I just tell you something? I don't know. Old people know what the hell I'm talking about. Rule 21. Rule 21 means very simply, don't bet on games. Not just baseball games. It means don't bet on games. You can't, baseball players, you can walk in the clubhouse. Don't bet. No betting. No betting. No betting. Don't admit betting. Don't drive while you're driving down the road.
and quit whining about the media because you're a damn liar and broke curfew. When I talk about somebody with a big D, that's the picture I think of is Zach Plesac. And I'm talking about the D-O-U-C. Like, I don't know how to say it.
D-bag is what you're trying
that's
to
right.
say.
Thank you.
Now, here's the thing, man. Like, I get it's not fun right now, but it's not fun for anybody. It's COVID-19 season, man. Like, stop trying to act like you're fun, like everything that goes on in your life's more important than the next man in your locker room. Because they're doing the same thing. They're locked in the damn hotel as well.
See, Lou Williams couldn't even get wings from Magic City.
Either. All I'm trying, like, and the weird thing is, like, clearly he thought this was going to help his case, and I have not seen one. I haven't. Yes, they're roasted. I haven't seen one positive.
I pulled it up. It's
like,
hilarious.
Zach, what are you doing? Stay off Instagram, stay off Twitter, and stay in the damn hotel room on road trips.
All right, are you ready for a fun story that I honestly have to say I almost feel like we need to get together? The dude's bail is he owes $5,150, and I just feel like we need to crowdfund or do something for this guy because I feel bad for him, but I also feel like, dude, that's the coolest thing anybody's ever done. Like, I'm kind of proud of him. So we're in COVID, right? We have to social distance, and being homeless right now is let me tell you something. Being homeless is hard no matter what. Period. Like, I feel like an a-hole. Right now, I didn't get my breakfast burritos and go feed my homeless folks. Why? Because I'm scared to get COVID. Now they're not getting fed. And I usually do like all that kinds of stuff because I'm just an old softy. But my friend who's a homeless person was scared to stay in the shelter. COVID-19 was spreading rapidly. So he says he looks around and he says, holy cow, the Tampa Bay pro soccer team, there was a slight little gate where he could slide through. My man slides through the gate. Guess what? Goes in there. The luxury suite is unlocked. Once he got through the gate, like, everything's unlocked. When he gets in the luxury seat, unlocked. Goes in the concessions, unlocked. My homie's been chilling for 2 weeks in the professional soccer stadium in Tampa Bay, in the luxury suites, eating all the food, drinking all the liquor, watching TV, sleeping on the couch.
Having a good old time.
Living it up, dude, running around. They said, how he got busted? He's like, somehow somebody checked they have a camera, you just check your phone to see something. And for some reason, one of the people that worked there went to check something because a motion sensor went off. And it's because he's just running around the soccer field, like, having a good old time, Dude has been there for 2 weeks.
He's got a bottle of Jack in his hand, just running around.
He's just partying, yo. Again, though, man, I feel bad for the dude, period, because, again, he's homeless. But the thing is, though, this is so funny. They said I didn't know they had this. They had razors and cream, like shavers. He went through all the razors and shavers in the suite. It says all the liquor. He says there's about $250 worth of liquor still there.
Why was it all unlocked? That's a funny
everything
thing.
was unlocked.
Somebody's job is going to be at risk.
Yo, homie, you can't, like, why are you leaving once you get through and by the way, some people, they're kind of skinny. Like, like you lock the gates and there's a little, you're homeless, you'll squeeze through that joint. Ugh, you got through it. And by the way, the dude was pretty skinny. Now the dude couldn't get through it because he's been eating fat. He's gained probably 30 pounds. But my homie's in jail in Tampa, and I just want you to know, that sucks, man, because I know you were scared of COVID. I love his excuse. Bro, I was scared of COVID. He's like, being homeless sucks already. Imagine being homeless during COVID-19. He's like, you wouldn't go to a shelter. I wasn't going either. So I feel him. And
now,
Daniel,
granted, he stole the stuff.
No, I know that's what I'm
on,
saying.
Man.
But again, poor Daniel. Out of all the
that's fun.
all the crimes, I have to say.
Glad he had a couple weeks.
I'm glad that you had like 2 weeks, because I'm gonna tell you right now, at least he's getting 3 hots in a cot. In his opinion, he's like, at least I'm not in a I'd rather be in jail than a homeless shelter right now, because like you said, 3 hots in a cot. In the homeless shelter, they charge you, and they only feed you 1 meal. I don't even ask why I know all this stuff. Now, do you have another one before I get to
makes me want to ask you right now, why do you know all this stuff?
Dude, the Union Mission down the street, and they're fixing a new one? I put...
You help there?
I've done...
Oh, okay.
I put families in there, and I've learned everything, and
I used to take all the breakfast burritos over there, but since COVID, I haven't been, over there because I can't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get it. But anyway, point is, I wanted to ask you about this. Did it feel in a little bit of a small sense good to watch Greg Popovich lose and miss the playoffs for the first time in 22 damn years?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
It did feel good a little bit.
No, I like Greg. I like Greg Popovich.
Him too, but I'm just
I know
saying,
people that don't
damn.
like him. I guess the people that don't like him don't really get his sense of humor and who he is. He's a dry human being. He comes from military. He's not very.
I ain't got a problem with Greg.
He doesn't put up.
It's
he
just,
doesn't put up with stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't put up with stuff. No, he's been in the West. They've been in the playoffs for 22 damn years, man. Damn. I'm so glad somebody else has got a chance.
I guess I'm more indifferent than anything.
You don't really care?
I don't care all that much. I don't say I didn't get joy out of it, is what I'm trying to get at. I don't know if I enjoyed seeing them miss the playoffs.
Like the Spurs winning, knowing that they were going to win the game, and of course they still won the game, didn't they? But they weren't going to get in. That was like a very Greg Popovich type thing. I mean, they're a good damn team. They were very close. But I guess for me, it's kind of like after the Bulls, this is probably going to mess your head up. After the Bulls had won 4 titles, I was rooting for the Utah Jazz and John Stockton alone like a mug because I was just I'm indifferent. I'm like, okay, dude, I root every year now against Tom Brady. I've seen him play. Damn, man, how many Super Bowls you got to win? Spread the wealth around, brother. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I'm just that kind of person. Once you get to a certain point, or if you're at a point, Dan, Brett Favre was the best, and I loved him, and then when he became the best, I'm going for other people. But then when he got kicked out of Green Bay and was down in Minnesota and the purple people, I wanted to see that. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I root for some stories, but 22 straight years. And San Antonio, in my opinion, has been one of the most boring champions of all time. Tim Duncan, I love him. He is a top 10 player, period. But he's also one of the top 10 most boring players of all time. And watching him complain used to make me go crazy. And I love David Robinson, the Admiral and everything, but I don't know what it is. Homie married the girl that I used to be in love with, and then he divorced her. From the Housewives show, she used to be so beautiful. Golly. So, yeah, I've been jealous. And let's be real, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, they were great and they were champs, but they were the most boring team in the history of sports, at least in my opinion. So if I'm an a-hole, I'm an a-hole. But damn it, I took pride. I mean, I was like, yeah, 22 years you've been in the playoffs. Now sit your butt home, San Antonio. And plus, San Antonio, I got bad memories.
Isn't it crazy? Their first year of their streak was the last championship that Michael Jordan won with the Bulls. That was the first year of their streak.
Wow, I didn't realize that. And it's Eva Longoria. Thank you, Texter. Eva Longoria. Yeah, she married Tony Parker, and I think he cheated on her. Do you know you have to be a straight pimp to cheat on Eva Longoria? Or you have to either be stupid. Which one is it?
I would probably say the first one.
I don't know. I think it might be stupid.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, I don't know, man. Eva Longoria, bro.
I mean, you're stupid. You should not.
Never
be,
should cheat. Yes.
Cheating on your wife.
Yes, but man.
But I don't doubt that Manu's pimping, man.
All right. So, do you think like Justin Verlander, he knows he outkicked his coverage, right? Like Kate Upton, he's not ever going to screw that thing up, is he? Like she's screwing up his pitching? Because it doesn't look like he gives a damn anymore. Anyway, I'll be back in 2 shakes. Whatever y'all do, always remember my good friends over at Brian Elder Roofing. Serious as a heart attack. I'm not joking. Brian Elder. If you're worried about your house and water damage, or you're worried about the roof, let me just tell you a little secret. It starts with your roof. Your home, your business, they're the biggest investment in your life. So what do you have to do? You have to call the best. That's Brian Elder Roofing. Go to brianelderroofing.com or call him at 901-867-0303. That's 901-867-03, brianelderroofing.com. Brian Elder, Chris Price, they're going to be around together forever. And I'm telling you right now, just call 901-867-0303. That's 901-867-0303 for Brian Elder Roofing, or check them out at brianelderroofing.com. We'll be right back. Sports 56, 96.1. Man, I got one more segment for the week. It's Friday, 87.7 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 96.1 FM, or 87.7 FM.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levy Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking, no telephone pole to get in your way, a cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
Great news, sports fans. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse is now open for dine-in service. Make a reservation and enjoy a mouth-watering steak dinner. Or, if you prefer, take it curbside. In addition to their fantastic steaks, the Butcher Shop Steakhouse has a variety of entrees, including Canadian lobster tail, crab-stuffed shrimp, pan-seared red snapper, and fresh ground steak burger with portobello mushroom sauce. Planning to cook out? The Butcher Shop Steakhouse offers a great selection of fresh Angus beef, hand-cut steaks and burgers, lamb chops, Atlantic salmon, and more. Make your reservation for dine-in or pre-order for curbside pickup. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse. Dine-in, curbside, and delivery. Plus, enjoy the sizzle of top-quality Butcher Shop steaks on your own grill. Call us at 757-4244 and visit our website, thebutchershop.com, for menus and more. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse, Walnut Grove and Germantown Parkway.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Let's go!
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy Ghost and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. There's nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour, my last segment of the week. And guess what? It's going to be a great weekend. Coming up next, you got Wolo and Brett for Sports Time on Sports 56. But guess what? Before I get out of here, I got to tell you, if you haven't been listening, there's fights this weekend. Yes, Stipe, Daniel Cormier. The Vols landed Kennedy Chandler. By the way, Mookie Betts went Mookie. Sixth game with 3 home runs, tying Sammy Sosa and Johnny Mize. Can you believe that? Mookie. Look at little Mookie compared to Sammy Sosa. It looks like the Incredible Hulk compared to me. You know, it's weird. But man, I also got to say, there's a couple other things I need to mention. You mentioned about like Zach Plesac being a moron on Instagram or whatever, acting like a baby, look like he's playing Dungeons and Dragons. Wah. Well, Trent Williams has been notified by the 49ers that they want to speak to him. The offensive lineman, who is awesome, he's very good. Well, he bought himself a brand new Ferrari. Did you see what he did in his brand new Ferrari after he bought it?
What'd he do?
He said, man, let's see what this thing will do. And on video, while he's driving, just like Zach Plesac.
Yeah, we just talked about it.
Illegal. He videos himself passing everybody at 125 miles. By the way, that
also
thing went
illegal.
From 60 to 125.
Also illegal.
Like, how fast did that thing go 60 to 125 faster than you ever thought?
And here's the other thing. He's 6'6", 320. What is he doing in a Ferrari, dude?
Probably
get a SUV.
Dude,
stop fooling yourself.
I got to say, the fact that he can drive that fast with his big butt in there, you know those Ferraris are no joke. By the way, they say he has the 2009 Ferrari 488 Pista. And I ain't going to lie to you. Look, dude, he doesn't look like he fits
You think
in
it has
that
to?
joint.
Yeah, I was going to say, you think it's custom? Like,
dude, it's
you
got to
can
be
move
custom.
that
they
thing
got
back?
to. There's no way,
That
because it
seat
doesn't
back?
look like, because you know you don't have anybody in the back. You know what? You know it's just like 2 seats. They brought I bet the passenger seat, you just can't even sit in it. Probably just his big butt. But yeah, that doesn't look like a thing that he can ride. But don't videotape yourself going up. Like, don't go 125, but definitely don't videotape it, because now, what do you think the 49ers are going to say to Trent Williams? Holmes, one, you can't drive that fast, because if you die in a wreck, it's going to be really bad. And 2, why would you post that on IG? That's Instagram, right? Yeah. Why would you post that to your IG account? I don't know, but I will tell you one thing. Did you see what J-Lo and A-Rod posted to their IG account? Also, they posted it to, they have 3.8 million
They get
followers on A-Rod.
Another mansion?
They
have to have a million houses.
They have,
at this point.
they already have 2, like super celebrity homes down in that area, but they bought the spectacular 40,000 square foot lot with 10 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, a pool that's for interior, a pool that is simply for art that's exterior. They are a modern family and have 6 children, so they can use all those bedrooms. But my goodness, it's got elevator, a wine room, a library, an industrial-style chef's kitchen, a dance room for J-Lo. Dude, you got a batting cage in there for you, A-Rod? Unbelievable, man. Must be nice to be rich, right? But speaking of homes, if you need one or you need to get rid of them, 5 days guaranteed to close. That simple. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as simple as that. For Gabe, I'm John. We're getting out of here. Make the world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.
And